Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people. Tribunal judgment. CJN constitutes Supreme Court panel as PDP Labour Party files appeal on Tuesday. And this is what, the makeup of the panel. Now, this is the problem that, one can really look upon and you can see the flaws already. I personally really wish that the judiciary in Nigeria can really and sincerely be independent. What do I mean by it? So much so that the government, the executive, we have three theaters of government, okay? The executive, which is the president, the vice president, the legislative, the Senate, the House of Rep, and the judiciary, which is the court, the law and all that. Yes, I really wish that the judiciary can be totally, completely independent. What do I mean by that? The executive still controls the judiciary. How do you really intend to get justice? Now, let me explain what I mean by I wish it can be totally, completely independent. They have a body called the NBA, Nigerian Bar Association. Supposedly, they are controlled, their salaries is not be controlled by the executive. There's already a system set in place that this is what judges are paid, lawyers are paid, and when you get into the mainstream, if you're in the private sector, you're in the private. When you get into just like working in the government parastatals, this is the salary. After 2 years, it gets revealed, so there is already a system that works. Okay, and is independent of the executive. Now, there is also a system that picks their highest in the office, like the CJN's office, the Supreme Court judges and all that, and that is vote by only lawyers. Do you think it will minimize injustice going on in the law sector? For instance, trying to determine in a case with already a sworn-in precedent. Do you get my area of drift and where I'm coming from? Let's get all the details. Now, so this is what is happening, okay? Last minute changes in place. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode, will constitute the Supreme Court panel that will hear the appeal arising from the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court on Wednesday. The Presidential Election Petition Court had on Wednesday, September the 6th, 2023, delivered a 12-hour judgment on the appeal arising from the February 25th, 2023 presidential election, upholding the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress (APC). The presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party and Labour Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, respectively, rejected the court judgment, vowing to approach the Supreme Court. They have 14 days from the day of the judgment was delivered to file the appeal to the Apex Court. Why other legal team are working hard to beat the deadline? An investigation by Saturday's Punch at the Supreme Court on Friday revealed that Arowolo had yet to constitute the panel of the appeal of the Apex Court that will hear the panel, making it feels like there is no need and last minute people can just be put together. It feels like a set plan already in place. Further investigation, however, revealed that the CJN will constitute the panel next Wednesday, when the timeline for the filing of the appeal will end. Multiple sources at the Apex Court also said the identities of the judges that may be named members of the panel were still unknown. One of the sources at the court said there is no information about the panel or the justice that would make up the panel for now. What we know is that members of the panel may be named this week. Saturday Punch also learned on Friday that Obi's legal team may file an appeal this Tuesday. Our correspondent further gathered that the presidential candidate is not planning to change members of his legal team. The spokesman of the Obi Dante Presidential Campaign Council, Usain Tanko, and the National Legal Advisor of Labour Party, Kayode and Kennedy Edward, close the separate interviews. They had a separate close interviews with the Punch. We can confirm that we have not filed the appeal, says Labour. This will be done between now and Tuesday. We are also not seeking to engage or tweet our team of lawyers. We are waiting for everything to be sorted before they are named at the last minute. So this is what is happening right now. They have still not constituted the panel members, and this is what we are talking about. Now look at where we started the whole judgment from. Okay, now supposing our court system, okay, supposing our legal team has nothing whatsoever to do, okay, nothing whatsoever to do with the executive, such that there is a structural system in place, don't you think that our judiciary will be stronger and they will be more objective in delivering judgment? Don't you think that it will be more difficult to bribe them? Because you're not working with an individual, you're working with a system that was not handpicked by the president. I feel this democracy that the executives still have, the overall say, is still in shambles, and is another big deceit of the century. Okay, you come to us and you say you want to operate a government, a system. Again, you put loopholes on which you can bend the people to stupor to make them do your will. A president is in place. Do you know why it in Nigeria? Maybe other countries, yes, but in Nigeria, why it has, I don't even know if they've been able to successfully take out a president, judiciary in other countries. Now again, you have to go and check how their system operates. Now, I'm just speaking objectively. Supposing, for instance, Tinubu was not the dutifully elected president, do you think it would be, you think it would, one judiciary can just remove him because they feel like removing him? I seriously do not subscribe to that. I think it would be very difficult. You know what it means? Somebody who picked you into office, then you consider a panel and you tell him that the panel saw that he was not qualified. How do you explain that to him? You catch my drift now. Exactly. So how do you want to paint that picture, and how do you want to tell me that they will be totally, completely honest, and there'll be no bias, there'll be no favoritism? Let's call a spade a spade. For them to even be made Supreme Court, Justice of Nigeria, it is still the executive that appoints them. So are they not loyal to the executive? I'm just asking, and I want you to think about it objectively and give me your answer. Are these same people not loyal to the executive? So how do we relate in all of this? How do we really get it? You get me now? Exactly. So this is why we are saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. We cannot continue with the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. It doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't work at all. It doesn't. It doesn't work at all. We must ensure, that we don't get any of those things. Have a lovely day. Please don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Bye for now.